Hi. All right. Today, sweet listeners, we're getting personal.
Sweet listeners, who are you? What are we?
I'll get there. All right. We want to. Hi. Welcome back to the Velvet Gavel podcast. I'm Joe.
I'm Quentin.
I'm Tessa.
I think the camera might be too low now.
Is it?
My big old fat head is not in the picture.
Oh.
All right. This is the kind of personal where your stomach drops, your jaw clenches, and you whisper to yourself, "Oh Lord, I felt that."
Oh, man.
We're talking about that person,
That's
that one. The one who could do the most beautiful, altruistic, heartwarming thing, and you still react like you smelled spoiled milk. They volunteer, suspicious. They donate, ulterior motives. They apologize, manipulative. They breathe. Well, suddenly the room's real stuffy, huh? And don't you sit here pretending you don't know what we're talking about. Everyone has a nemesis, a human allergies flare up, an emotional rash with a face. And today, go away. The animals want nothing to do with us.
nothing.
Until
We're doing something.
We're going to explore whether that level of hatred, the kind that survives logic, facts, kindness, improvement, change, is natural, is harmful, or is psychologically predictable. We'll talk Trump, just enough to taste, not enough to choke. We ain't going into Trump's politics and stuff like that. We'll talk family, because nothing fuels irrational hatred like shared DNA. We'll talk exes, especially the ones you share a child with. We'll talk identity, ego, resentment, bias, projection. We'll talk healing, not because we want to, but because staying mad forever is emotionally expensive, and most people don't have that kind of credit. The emotional court is open. Let's begin. Dun dun.
Velvet Gavel.
Grab your mug and take the stand. Gavel's up, the drama's planned. Every case got spice and shade. This courtroom's velvet made. Spill the tea, babe, let it land. The jury's got time on hand. Hear both sides, play it grand. The Velvet Gavel take command. Take command. Take command.
Let's start with the deliciously petty truth. You absolutely can dislike someone so deeply that anything they do triggers you. Doesn't matter if it's positive, if it's neutral or saintly, your brain has already filed them under nope, never, absolutely not, blocked in my soul. Psychologically, this is called associative emotional tagging.
Okay.
Your brain, that shady little gossip, categorizes people on how they made you feel in the past. No facts, not logic, not evidence, feelings, pure emotional vibes.
Trump's copy, y'all.
Once someone becomes associated with pain, betrayal, embarrassment, insecurity, or disrespect, your brain creates a shortcut. Them equals threat. And once that shortcut forms, it becomes automatically. They rescue a kitten. Red flag. They donate to charity. Scam.
Scam.
They mature emotionally. Acting. They smile. Condescending. They breathe. Too loud.
Too loud. Loud breathers.
This is the psychology of confirmation bias.
Okay.
Your brain loves being right. So once it decides someone's a villain, it only looks for evidence to prove itself. It's not you being petty, it's your brain being efficient. So Tessa, have you ever disliked someone so much that even their good moments irritated you?
Yes.
What was the original injury that created that reflex?
I don't think it's one thing. The people that I've hated, it's like built up resentment and anger.
Just like the constant disappointment?
Yep.
How about you, Clinton?
What?
What, Tim?
What's making?
Have you ever disliked someone so much that even their good moments irritated you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It clouded me.
Clouded you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you think that even if they did good, that person would still be on your shit list?
No. No.
Do you think you can separate?
I think I could, yes. It would, I mean, it's always going to be, it would be hard, but because you're always going to have that one visual that you're representing or, going back to relate to and to see. But I mean, I could change my mind if there's, repetitive change, that they've been doing or anything like that, or they, try to correct and fix the problem and haven't, haven't seen it before or do it again or whatever like that. I mean, people can change, what they, perceive and stuff like that, and change their minds and change their attitudes, we change thoughts every day. I mean, randomly. I mean, you have how many thoughts per day? I mean, that's changing your mind. You're really changing you're thinking of different things and thinking of things that, just go with or whatever.
So, Tessa, do you think this reaction is natural self-protection or emotional immaturity disguised as a boundary?
Probably both. Yeah, because sometimes I am being like hateful, and then I'm like, that's not reasonable, Tessa. But in the moment, it feels good. But also, I think it's natural, and I also think you have to protect your peace. So,
yeah,
if someone isn't good for you, even if they change, that doesn't mean that you have to have them in your life.
Yeah.
I had this problem where I think there are people where it's like, no matter what they do, I'm going to be irritated or think it's some sort of motive, right? What do you want? You're being nice. What do you want from me? So then I get mad.
Yeah.
But then I'm also the kind of person that gets mad for having mad feelings. Or I get mad for being emotional or sad.
Yeah, you feel guilty, you feel shame or something. That's another emotion that you'll feel.
Yeah, and so like now I'm double mad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the big orange person himself, just lightly, because I think this rolls really well into, it's almost like you either like Trump or dislike Trump, and no matter what he does, you're going to stick to like that side of it. So let's relax, take a breath. No matter how you feel about him, we're not here to convert you either way, just to observe the psychology. So Donald J. Trump might be the single most polarizing human of our lifetime. People either adore him or despise him. and very rarely for reasons based solely on policy or factual analysis. He is a symbol, not a man. And symbols trigger emotions faster than logic.
Mm-hmm.
To supporters, he represents rebellion, strength, anti-establishment energy, validation of their worldview, someone who says what others won't.
Yeah.
To the detractors, he represents chaos, cruelty, corruption, narcissism, regression. And here's where it gets twisted. Many people hate him so deeply that even if he does something beneficial, even if it aligns with their interest, the reaction is still negative. He negotiates something well. Must have been an accident. He makes a reasonable statement, probably scripted. He speaks calmly for once. He's medicated. And to be fair, the same thing happens on the opposite side. Some love him so intensely they justify everything. This is the poisonous magic of identity-based politics. You're not responding to action. You're responding to what you believe that person stands for.
Mm-hmm.
Trump is a mirror. People don't see him. They see their fear or their hope. So, do you think modern political hatred is rooted in policy disagreements, or is it just identity warfare? Silence. Tessa.
I think it's all about loyalty to your party, because we saw this a lot with like the Biden administration, that people would just side with him regardless of what he was putting out there or how he was acting. And I say Biden because I don't pay much attention to the news since then. But it's too ridiculous. I can't do it. But what was I saying? Oh, people will just go along with whatever they say, regardless of if it makes sense or not, just because of who they are. And I honestly think most people don't even look into the policies that are going through. They just trust their politician.
Yeah, trust that they're doing the right thing and stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can anyone in politics today actually escape public bias long enough to be judged fairly? Do you think a politician could actually have the chance to be judged fairly, or are they pretty much prejudged because they're politicians?
I don't think anyone can be judged fairly if you don't know them personally.
Yeah.
Even social media, it's all whatever you put out there for people.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, it's harder for people to be judged fairly in that type of work, because it's understanding it's like they're doing a job underneath someone else, and they're doing another job, and they're doing a job. They're trying to do something, but in all reality, it's like a bigger picture that you're trying to look at as well. Like, what is good for the majority of the population, like doing things and stuff like that. Like, it can't be just for one group. It's got to be the majority of everyone. As a collective, not just one party and the other party, or these people or these people, or just these people or these people. We're thinking of a bigger box of everybody is what we got to really look at, not just, certain things, because what could be good for one Might be bad for another, won't be bad for another, could be good for another. So it's like you gotta look, it's hard to look at both sides and look at the whole big picture and stuff and be able to do the right thing, really. But nowadays, I think it's more of just a social thing of who likes who better and the type of thing and who's gonna make me more money.
So you think that politics is pretty much just like Mean Girls?
It's become more of like a Mean Girls movie, literally. Like, really, come on. It's not. Lately, it's not been beneficial for people. It's beneficial of your pocket and who's gonna pick your side and who's gonna do what you want, or whatever. I think it's become very high schoolish in a way.
Yeah. So for some people, we'll leave Trump. I just wanted to use him as an example because I think he's a perfect example of being very strictly on one side or the other. And no matter what he does or doesn't do, you already have that preview of what's happening. But there is an original arena for some people, not for everyone.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, dislike or hatred comes from upbringing, comes from family,
what you've been taught,
from
what
who you were around,
like that.
And not even like your immediate. We're always talking about parents. There's uncles and aunts and cousins and all of that stuff.
It's everyone that you've like associated with.
So before politics, before exes, there was Aunt Linda. Aunt Linda's gonna represent just family members in general.
Goddamn Aunt Linda.
Goddamn Aunt Linda.
Sorry, y'all.
If you want to understand long-term resentment, don't start with politics. Start with your family. Because family is the original trauma amusement park. Families create the first blueprint of who you trust, who you resent, who you try to please, who you try to avoid, and who you silently plot against at Thanksgiving. If cousin Mark humiliated you in 2008, you will still look at him sideways in 2032, even if he saved a bus full of nuns. Why? Because family wounds don't heal clean. They scar very messy. Family hatred gets reinforced every birthday, every holiday, every memory, every picture frame, every group text, every guilt trip. That's just how they are, right? People make excuses for other people.
Okay.
Resentment thrives in repetition. You got that okay?
Yeah.
So resentment thrives in repetition, right? The more that you are repeatedly hurt by the same person, then your resentment increases, right?
Resentment and whatever they're doing.
Right, because it's the continued behavior.
It's going to resent.
And family gives you repetition because you see them so often.
Yeah.
And the cherry on top, everyone else in the family tries to pretend it's fine, right? Don't rock the boats.
Yeah.
Don't rock any boats.
Yeah.
It's fine. But I tell my aunt all the time, it's fine. I'm sure he didn't mean it. She's doing her best. That's just their personality. Can't you just be the bigger person? God, I hate that one. No, I will be, but I'm going to bitch about it the whole entire time. No, Susan, I don't want to be the bigger person. Gosh, Linda. So, question for you guys. Do you think family is where we first learn to create villains in our personal story?
I don't think so.
I was going to say, I don't think so either.
Because usually it's outside your family.
I think it's more of like you're saying too, Tessa, it's like an outside, like, influence.
But now let's switch it up a little bit, because if you think about it, how many people were, there's certain words I can't say, but were, hurt in an inappropriate way as a child by an uncle, a loved one, a family member.
It could be, yeah. I mean, I think it's just, there's maybe more of an influence of the outsiders, what you hear and stuff like that. But I mean, there's possibility. I mean, things can start from within the family of how you can perceive others in the world, or you see the similar actions or behaviors that maybe that one person did to you when you were younger or anything like that. You see the qualities or behaviors and stuff like that in other people. So you will tend to, be kind of shy. It's once again, it's coming back to protecting yourself, really, I think, and seeing like how it's hard to say like where it all starts, but I mean, coming from like if it started in the family, okay, you start perceiving things and watching things and things like that and seeing repetitive behaviors, things like that. So you yourself would think, my loved family, my blood, someone that has been with me throughout my entire life or whatever, and I've known me my entire life, they did something to you and it was like so horrendous and stuff like that and traumatizing. I don't know where I'm trying to go like this, but it can I guess give you an impression of,
I think that can form how you build relationships later in life.
it can, yes, it can, depending on how what trauma happened or anything like that. You can put a picture in your own head too.
I think abuse has to be separated from just bad relationships.
Yeah.
Because no one should be abused, and that causes long-term trauma. But I mean, if you have just bad relationships and or bad communication or different ways of thinking, I think you have more motivation to work through that with your family than you do other people.
True. Yeah.
Well, that brings up my next question. Can long-term family resentment ever truly be resolved, or does it just get repackaged as keeping the peace? I know, like, our family's going to watch this test and be like, who were you talking about? Nobody. This is just a
keeping re-say that again.
So can long-term family resentment ever truly be resolved? Meaning you either come to peace with it, you work it out, or you decide to cut ties or whatever, or does it just get repackaged as keeping the peace? You might go to a family event, and to keep the peace, you're just going to be pleasant, interact appropriately, regardless of what that person has or has not done to you. I think it depends on the situation for sure.
Yeah, but then again, it comes down to, I mean, you're trying to keep the peace, of course. You don't want to go, you don't want to go because of whatever it is. The person is there. So once again, it's you coming, okay, you're making that decision and you're like, oh, I can't go because so-and-so is there. They did this, blah, 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 I don't want to deal with them. Okay, well then don't come. You know what I mean? Don't go. If it's that, bad, you know what I mean? But that's the thing is you're putting yourself, okay, so like, yes, someone has done something or said something bad about it. Okay? And you haven't resolved that. So that's between the two people. So then that person that has resentment or whatever, it's not been resolved yet, obviously. You haven't said your piece. So you can't overcome something, really, if you haven't said peace. I mean, you can, but you're still going to have that in the back of your mind, your unconscious mind, like, this person did this to me still, So it's like, you don't want to like them. in a way. It's like you want to look, it's like your brain will look for any little thing to make you right again in your mind of your decision, to make your decision right again, and to prove it that, that's what it is or whatever. This is really hard to talk about.
Well, it's almost like, it's like, oh, I only have to see him for one day this year, and if I say or do anything, I'm going to be labeled the drama creator, right?
But then once again, it's like,
So to me, it's like, keep the peace.
It is, well, keep the peace. I mean, yeah, but then again, like, you go in public, okay, and you don't know anything about all those people or what they stand for, but they could be the same type of person. So it's like, it's already, it's like embedded in your brain of that person. You know what I mean? That person's embedded in your brain of what they've done. So it's the thing that they've done. It's not really the person, it's the action, the thing that they've done. It's fucking bothering you.
Yeah.
It's not the actual person, because, like, the person could be, like, some saint, and then all of a sudden something, they slipped out, and now they're like, oh my god, that person is so horrible. Oh my god, blah, 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 blah. So, but it's like, then again, you're taking that, and you gotta, it's like, I don't know, and it's hard to talk about, but.
Yeah.
Family members, you know what I mean? Like, people, it's you haven't to resolve whatever the issue is, and it's like how people say, people mirror things that you aren't gonna like, or you're mirroring back of the things that you don't like about yourself, or things that you fear, or things that you're insecure about, or things that you aren't comfortable with, and things like that. It rises up more emotions about things, and then that can distort your thinking and the way it is and stuff. So I don't know what I'm trying to say here.
Well, and you can only come to resolution if both parties are willing to come to the table.
True.
Admit some form of guilt on usually on both sides. It can't be on one side, but you are also responsible for your own reaction and how you responded and how you continue to act moving forward.
Yeah.
For the small part that you play as well.
But it's a time for growth. Like, things like that is a time for growth. So that's when you need to make the choice. Okay, this thing happened. This person did this. This person said this. This person did that, or whatever. Then it's on your behalf to go, okay, this is the action that actually hurt me. Okay? Not the person. The person did the action, but the action was the thing that hurt you. Okay? So that you need to think, okay, why did that hurt me? What did it really do? Why did it hurt me so bad? What is it that about this situation that hurt me? Why do I feel this way? What is it? And it comes down to, there's something, underlying something that it could be, that you have put it to where, oh, if this person does this to me, if someone did this to me, I would be this forever. They would never do that. Okay? Wow. But I'm sure that one thing you have done to somebody else. Okay? So you're like, oh, but they did it to me. Oh, but I've done it to somebody else. So it's like you have to come to the realization of you don't want someone to betray you as a bad person for doing something when you know you're not, and you might think not, but that person at the time you didn't think it was going to hurt somebody, or what you said you didn't think was going to hurt somebody's feelings or anything like that. You don't know. It might hurt that person's feelings, or it might hurt them, But then it's coming back to, it's the action and how you felt and how you have to overcome it, like,
or how it affected you.
Like, it's that, it's the action part. It's when it comes down to it, really. And it hurts a lot more when it comes from someone that supposedly loved you, or he was your best friend, or it's a trust, so they broke a trust. They broke a bond, they broke a betrayal. If you feel betrayed, you feel all these emotions, that are stirring up because of an action, and I think it's the action, but then it's the betrayal part of you thought that they would never do that to you, but when in reality that it might not be that they meant, or
that it wasn't intentional,
but you trying to And think of it as like, it must have been intentional. Are you trying to find a logical reason or anything like that? You know what I mean? And so you go off of what you've already known or perceived or anything like that. You know, the knowledge that you already have. So it's just knowledge of the action or of the behavior and whether or not it's good or bad. You know, things are bad. Things are bad. Things are bad. Things can be good. Things can be good. It can happen either way. Either way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can happen either way. Just like you said, like, you know, well, they did a good thing. Oh, still even. Oh, you did a bad thing. Oh, still even. You know what I mean? It's just, it comes back to, it's you just finding out the, you know, original problem.
Violation.
Yeah.
Is there anything else from you?
I don't know. That was a lot of bullshit.
Well, I kind of knew when I brought this up.
It's hard to explain.
You would have
I have a hard time finding the words and stuff that to explain things.
So let's talk about the psychology of persistent hatred, which is pretty much what this episode is about. So why the brain clings to resentment. So we're going to break down why hatred sticks scientifically. Right? So, number one, cognitive burn-in. The brain loves shortcuts. Once someone is tagged as unsafe, it keeps them in that category to avoid re-injury. So it's primal. It's your brain protecting itself.
Yeah.
Number two, moral injury. When someone violates a core value, cheating, lying, betrayal, disrespect, it cuts deeper than a simple wound. It tears your worldview. That creates long-term resentment. Number three, ego protection. Sometimes hatred towards someone is actually self-hatred redirected. We have traits in others that expose what we fear in ourselves.
Yeah, that we would have in ourselves as well.
That's what I'm talking about, like the mirror.
Yeah.
Sometimes you dislike what someone did to you because it might be a trait that you have, and it's just like this mirror that just happened, and you're, you know.
Because you have done it to others yourself.
Yeah. The four, five, psychological investment. If you've hated someone for years, you're invested, like a 401k.
Yeah.
Admitting they're not as bad as you thought means you wasted emotional energy. So the brain doubles down. Yeah, I'm not letting you waste emotional energy. We are
You real bitches.
we're sticking to this. We're in this together.
Yeah.
So, Tessa, do you think hatred can offer a sense of identity or purpose to someone who feels powerless?
Probably, but I don't think it's the best place to put your energy.
We're big on energy.
Really?
I'm really big on. Clinton will sometimes make comments that I don't always let things bother me, right? And I keep things internal a lot.
Well, it's not that you don't let it bother you. It's just you don't react to a lot of things.
Right, because in my brain, I'm processing, if I say something about this, does it change the conclusion? Does it change the ending? If it's not going to change the ending, then why am I going to waste my energy having a back and forth about it? Right? Because that's where I find myself getting more frustrated is in a back and forth thing that I can't seem to get my point across. That's where I get the most frustrated.
Yeah. And you know that you'll be going back and forth.
So why is it easier to cling to old resentment than update our emotional beliefs? So why do you think it's easier to cling to that resentment that you have for someone rather than reset ourselves with them?
I think it's because you're punishing them. Your only way of punishing them in a way. Like, you're not going to give them your energy. You're not going to do whatever. It's like a punishment to them in a way, when really you're just punishing yourself, like, because you're not over it. You haven't resolved the problem.
Right.
The resentment is still there.
So aren't you just hurting yourself?
You're hurting yourself more, yeah. I mean, vice versa. You're trying to hurt the other person at the same time, but you're really hurting yourself because you're not letting it go. It's like the energy, like you say, the energy gets trapped in your body. Trauma, energy, everything like that gets trapped in your body. And if you don't release it, that's what causes a lot of illnesses, diseases, things like that of the body. And the body breaks down, and like brain fog, things like that. Things will start happening to your body, physically happening to your body, because of held on hate and held on trauma and held on negative energy. But you build more of that negative energy when you think of the resentment, when you think of everything, and you keep thinking of it, it's going to build more and it's going to stay there. But once you can just sit down with yourself and really think of things and, find a solution for yourself, like not to have that resentment and hate, things like that. It's hard. Because why? Because it's like an ego thing again. You think you're right. So it should only be one way. When it's not. You are right. You're right. You're right to feel. You're right to have every kind of everything. But then you gotta also give yourself grace, and you gotta work through whatever it is to overcome it. You can't just shut it down and only think about it when it comes up ever again. No, really don't. No, you can't shut the shit down and just be like, oh, well, let's hope it goes away. Because it's not. You know why? Because your subconscious is still going to be seeing and looking for the same things to make yourself right.
I think my husband's calling me out right now with hearing things to even stop yourself.
Oh, everyone does it. I'm not calling anybody out. Like, everyone does it. We do, because we don't let bygones be bygones. Oh, just let it roll off, or things like that. Like, it's really you.
Yeah. But Tessa, why do you think
it's them? It's a problem. It's just an action that you really regret. It's not the person. It's the action. It's behavior. It's the action. It's behaviors and actions. We'll put the people in with it, like what they've done and stuff like that. Like, all right, I'll hold this closer. I don't know if you can hear me now.
Oh, we can hear you.
But, yeah, I know. I'm pretty loud.
So Tessa, why do you think it's easier to just hold on and cling to that resentment?
I think ego plays a big part.
So I think it's ego. It's the
you can almost come off as weak.
Yeah. You don't want to be wrong. No one wants to be wrong, but we are. Our actions, our behaviors, words, everything. Something is wrong. So and it's like if you don't want to be wrong, you're going to hold on to all those things of, I'm going to prove myself right every time.
I don't have to worry about being wrong.
I'm going to twist it to make myself think I'm right. You know what I mean? It's just you. It's overcoming your own ego.
So someone commented on the live and said, a fear of trusting and then being hurt again.
Yes, it is. But and I struggle with that a lot because of family members and stuff like that. Is they tell you one thing and they continuously do it again. Mm-hmm. They tell you one thing and they continuously do it again. Then it's my fault. That's my fault. And I resent that. But the thing is like you tend to, give the benefit of the doubt or to be the better person, bigger, better person, things like that. And you want to be, and you don't want to really, I don't want, like, for this family members or whatever, I don't want to resent them. I don't want to hate them. I want to, okay, whatever happened, it happened, and I want to move on. I don't want to have any of those feelings towards that person because it's not benefiting me at all. It's just,
you're hurting yourself over and over and over again.
Yeah. And then, when a situation that happens, later in life that was similar to whatever they did, those same feelings come back all up, and then you're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? It's hard. It's really hard with family members and stuff like that. Because you always want to give the person the benefit of the doubt. But it's the repetitive actions that never change.
Right.
Whether it's in a different way or anything like that, you tend to, you'll see it coming. And you're like, oh, motherfucker. You know, like, why this again? Like, really? Like, I thought we were past all that.
Yeah,
like,
I
really?
put my guard down.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I opened up and vulnerable with you and told you everything or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? You try to do whatever, but then it's like, they use it against you, or like, you know, they go through a whole spiel of, you know, oh, I'm so blah, blah, sorry, and blah, 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 we won't do it again, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, you can almost see it coming again. It's like, you see it coming, and you're like, motherfucker.
Well, now let's look at the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
Right? This podcast is all about both sides.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
So here's the uncomfortable truth.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the person you hate has changed.
Mm-hmm.
It can happen.
Yep.
They've grown.
Mm-hmm.
They've improved.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the person you defend, let's just go back to that. Well, the person you hate has changed, grown, and improved, but you are still having this dislike for them.
Yeah.
So now what have you become? You have now become the villain.
Yeah. In a way, in a sense, yeah. I mean, but then again, though, it's like, maybe you haven't seen their change, you know what I mean? Or not, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it's like, I don't know. It's
The other part is sometimes the person you defend is actually the problem. So thinking about relationships,
yeah.
Let's say you hurt Tessa,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I come and defend you.
Okay.
When I actually probably think that what you did to Tessa was wrong, inappropriate, hurtful.
Okay.
So you're defending the wrong person.
Okay.
So that becomes a problem. It's because humans do not judge fairly. We judge emotionally.
Humans do, yeah.
We judge based on history, ego, identity, tribe, loyalty, and pride. And when hatred becomes habitual, when it becomes your default emotional setting, you stop seeing reality altogether.
True.
Hatred,
I guess it could be true.
Hatred becomes a lens you forgot you're wearing.
Okay. So that's, I mean, you know what? Like, yeah, you can see that. I can see that.
That's the flip side, right?
Yeah.
So is admitting someone has changed a threat to your ego? And I think Tessa mentioned that a little bit ago.
Like, it comes back to, whether or not, your ego in a way, in a sense. You don't want others.
Just because someone changes doesn't mean that you need to forgive them.
No.
There can be too many layers of resentment, and it's not worth it. So, I mean, depending on the betrayal, that's completely valid to not forgive someone.
Yeah. Or it's not, I guess, like, you could forgive them, but you won't forget. Like, okay, I'm gonna forgive them so that we can move forward or whatever, but then you won't forget what they have done. So it's like, but does that make them a bad person? Is that what we're talking about, basically? Does it still make them bad?
I think if they're willing to come to terms with accountability and like, there are people that have hurt me.
Yeah.
There's family that has hurt me, not family that I have right now, right?
Yeah.
And if I am done and I have decided that this is not a relationship I wish to have any further, there really is no coming back from that. I don't need to know if you're good now or if you're still bad, because I don't think about you.
Yeah.
And if you were to come back to me and say, look, I'm sorry for everything, I've changed, there's a chance it's probably still going to be a no for me.
Yeah.
Like, I've been done.
Yeah.
And I don't wish to be hurt again. And I don't wish to purposely put myself in a situation that I could be hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
Or could be frustrated. I try to just avoid those situations altogether.
Or those people also.
I enjoy my own peace.
Yeah.
And if you have disturbed that over and over and over, and then I have now decided this is now a cut. I have cut this tie. There is no lifeline between us anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is no coming back. I no longer think of you. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not scrolling your socials.
Yeah.
I don't care what you're doing.
Yep.
And if you came back to me and said, I'm really sorry, I'm a better person now, probably still a no. I'm probably still not interested.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's what you need to tell them. You know, that's when the whole subject comes up is, well, I'm glad for you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad for you. Thank you for the forgiveness or whatever, but we're not going to continue. You know, we're not going to have a friendship or anything like that, but go on with your life. If that's what you need, is that closure. That's basically a closure coming back. You know what I mean? So it's good for both parties, really. when you have that closure, you have that, you know, it's done, it's over, it's whatever. Either way, if you don't say anything or if you do say something, you know what I mean? It's you coming to a realization it's a closure. You came to the closure. You were like, I don't have nothing to do with that person ever again. It's closure. It's done. No matter what they've done or what they've said, I know this whole situation. I know where it's, you know, things like that. You're just done with the situation. You don't want to deal with that anymore. So you won't. It's just fine. Which is really good. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? But then again, it's like, you know, if you want to go down that road and be their friend again, there's the potential that it's going to happen again. You know, that in a different way or something that they do is going to make you feel like that again. You know what I mean? With them. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just best to separate ways, but you know what I mean? Part ways or whatever, but learn from the experience, grow and learn from the experience.
I also think, and this will bring us into our next segment, and Tessa, this is where you feel free to share however much you want to share. But I had talked about cutting the ties and just being done. Mm-hmm. But then there are people that you wish you could cut the ties, but you cannot. Why? Because you have to co-parent.
Yeah.
So if you want to see hatred that defies physics, look at two people who used to share a bed, but now share a child.
Yeah.
Exes you co-parent with are a unique psychological species. You're emotionally done with them, but still logically bound to them, still tied to their decision, still triggered by their tone, still impacted by their chaos. So let's break it down. And I can talk a little bit about this. I mean, my children are all grown, but I had to co-parent for many years, you know. Knock it off. So they know who you used to be.
Yeah.
You can reinvent yourself for the world, but not for your ex. They saw your unfiltered self, your deepest vulnerabilities that creates resentment fast. Number 2, they didn't just break up with you, they broke up with your future. Your nervous system mourns the life you thought you were building. That grief attaches to their name like a shadow. Mm-hmm. Number 3, you still depend on them and you hate that. Dependence breeds resentment when trust is gone. Number 4, you see their traits in your kid. And sometimes it triggers you, even if you don't want it to. Number 5, society demands maturity you don't always have. People say, rise above. Meanwhile,
they do, yeah.
Meanwhile, you're just trying to get through school pickup without praying for lightning. The hateful truth is real. You don't love them. You don't like them. but you must cooperate.
Mm-hmm.
That creates emotional tension thicker than drywall dust.
Yeah, that would be hard. It would be very hard, yeah.
So, Tessa, we'll see how far you want to talk about this. Why do you think co-parenting resentment stays so fresh even years after the breakup?
I know for me, if I were just to break up after my divorce, I would never talk to them again. Like blocked on everything, never speak to them again. And so having to see them every few weeks or whenever we have trade-offs is it just brings all those feelings back in my body.
Yeah.
I feel so anxious and I feel like I'm gonna puke, even if I don't have like those thoughts active in my head.
Yeah. It's
And
just visualization and seeing them and
yeah.
everything that they've done and all that stuff comes flowing back to you emotionally, yeah.
And also we're like 5.5 years in, I think. And in the beginning it was awful. But as time's gone on,
Yeah.
I've been more open to like allowing to see change. And then of course it gets crushed again. but I try to be open.
It's gotten better for you.
Yeah.
For yourself. And in the feelings and the emotions and stuff inside, it's kind of subsided. You're not as anxious. You're not as
Is it
it's not as intense.
Is it a change in the other person, or is it a change you've made in yourself on how you react to it?
Probably both.
So yeah.
But a lot on myself because I don't get so emotionally tied to what he does and says as I used to.
Yeah.
But it also, you mentioned like seeing traits of your kids, and that's actually my favorite part. And I think that's where a lot of healing has come because I used to see those traits and I'd be like, oh, you're just like your dad, so annoying. And then I was like, well, that mentality doesn't help my child because then they think something is wrong with them if I'm talking bad about their dad. And I have learned that when I, like, sometimes my middle child will be sleeping and he'll look just like his dad, and I'll be like, oh, that's just so cute. Like, that was one of my favorite parts of your dad. And I think that kind of, like, I've retrained my brain in that way so I don't have as much resentment. But as soon as he does something that is his old ways, I'm straight. Like, I'm right back into the hatred.
Yeah. So is it
I have no resolution.
Is it possible to respect someone as a parent while disliking them as a person? Or maybe you don't respect them as a parent, so you still dislike them as a person.
Yeah.
Tessa's quiet on that one.
In my case, if he was a better parent, I would respect him way more as a person.
Yeah. So, sorry guys in the recording if you're going to hear my Teams messages popping up. That's just lovely. Why is someone Teams messaging me on a Sunday afternoon? It's not even afternoon yet. Okay, they can wait till Monday.
Yeah.
I need to remember to close out of my apps when I'm using my computer. So, how do we get through these thoughts without becoming a bitter gremlin? Like bitter Betty on RuPaul's Drag Race yesterday.
A bitter Betty.
Bitter Betty.
Yeah, a bitter Betty.
So here are some practical tools to unpoison your mind.
Yeah.
So let's be real. You don't want to be that person who gets wrinkles from one specific enemy. This one is this X, and this one is this X. Yeah. So here are the tools. And I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. So if you have better ideas, put them in the comments. These are just my thoughts.
Entertainment purposes.
For entertainment purposes only. Number 1, name the trigger.
Yeah.
Awareness destroys emotional autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I was taught a long time ago, maybe not too long ago. Hold on, people. Okay. I had to tell TikTok that we're still on with a little puzzle piece. Is to be able to move on from stuff, you do need to give it some attention, but not all of your attention. Give it attention and then toss it. I realize Tessa can't even see me or what I'm doing.
Just like you're there, really?
Number 2, separate symbol from person. Ask yourself, am I reacting to them or who I associate them with? Who or what I associate them with. Number 3, check whether the hatred serves you. I say this a lot. Hate is a heavy backpack.
Yeah.
It is a lot. It takes a lot of your brain, your heart, your energy, your physical body. It takes a lot for you to do that. So drop it if you're tired.
Yeah.
Number 5, practice the 5-second emotional delay.
Is it only 5 seconds? Really?
Well, imagine, you know how I always say,
Maybe, could be.
5 seconds is a long time.
Yeah, it is. It really is, yeah.
So react
not really, but really.
React in 5 seconds, not
1,000. 1,000.
Your future self will thank you.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to react in 30 seconds because that person's going to be like, is this bitch going to talk to me? Or she... You don't want to give yourself too much.
Are you on?
And I would probably be like, and in my head I'm going, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Number 5, accept nuance without responsibility. You can acknowledge improvement without rewriting history. I think that goes along with me being like, when I've decided that this relationship is over and I will not put any more energy into it, I do not need to rewrite history. I don't need to sit down and talk with you. I don't need to go down memory lane. I don't need to do anything with you.
You know, I've been struggling with that lately too.
I know.
With one side of the family, my father's side of the family, it's been a difficult I want to, but I don't want to.
It's been many years too.
It's been 15 years, I think, that I've even spoken a word or anything.
And now he's
nothing.
Now he's popping up.
And now it's like, I've been hearing more because my brother has the relationship now or whatever, and has been talking to him more. So he's been he throws dad this and dad that in our conversations. And it kind of stings a little bit, and it's making me think like, oh yeah, I did close that chapter and said I would move on from it. But it's like, do I send him a letter, and tell him how much? Because there are things in life that I didn't get to say. I didn't get to tell him, thank you for what you have taught me. I'm growing up. Like, I know I can survive in the wilderness all my own. I know I can do certain things. I know there's certain traits and characteristics, that he has given me, but I can't. I want to, I don't know. It's like I want to have a relationship, but I don't want to have a relationship.
Because you have a fear of being hurt again.
Well, it's always that, but it's the fact that
you cut that so long ago. Too.
I cut it so long ago because of what happened. But then I still am thinking, well, I'm reassuring myself because over the years, he's never done anything. He's never contacted me, tried, never anything.
He still hasn't.
He still hasn't, even though he's talking to my brother. So it's like he could have, like, it's like, well, he could call me. He could get my number from my brother. He could ask for my number. He could do it. He could try, but there's no try. There's no effort. So it's like, then again, I turn away, and I'm like, why am I going to put that back effort to try that? Why should I put in the effort if they're not going to? But it's like, it's like reassuring myself that, you know, but it's been peaceful. You know what I mean? Not having all the other half or whatever of all of them in my ear and stuff like that, and how I was treated or whatever. I don't have that anymore, so it's peaceful on that side.
Well, the number 6 goes along with it then.
What's that?
Because you struggle with, should I do this?
Yeah.
But
because I feel like I should. Like
number 6.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't owe forgiveness.
No, I don't owe forgiveness, John.
But you do owe yourself.
And that's what I think I'm trying to do.
You do owe yourself emotional clarity.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm battling with, is my sense of I don't know. I don't know what it really is yet. I just know that, like, I'm battling between the two. It's like, well, should I say, you know, blah, blah, blah. Is it me that wants the closure or like some sort of whatever? Or I think it's me trying to, well, maybe it's different now. And if I talk to him now, it'll be different, you know? And then I'm like, but if that's the case, then
why isn't he reaching?
Why is he not? You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard in both ways. Yeah. Sorry. I kind of digressed there.
So number 7 is challenge yourself.
Yeah.
Quote, ask yourself, if I didn't already hate them, would this irritate me?
Yeah. I don't hate. Yeah, I don't.
If not, that is your bias waving hello.
Yeah, because like I don't hate my father. I don't have any. Like, I have frustration and worries and wonders of what was said and what was done, but I don't have hate towards him for not talking to me or anything like that. I don't hate him.
That's the thing too, is when I
wish him the best, and I hope he's doing good, and, you know, learning things from hearing or whatever. It's sad, you know, things that I've heard, and it's like, you know, I wish him the best, but I can't. I'm not going to go out of my way to make sure that he knows that. Not mine.
Do you think that maybe he's just trying to respect the boundary you set?
See, that's
I don't know him, so I can't.
No, I know, Tessa, and that's what I think too. I'm like, well, knowing like how people can be raised and how, you know, environments and stuff like that, how you learn to do things. It's like, well, maybe that's what he's doing. I don't know. Like, he's doing, because I know, like, his, you know, in his past or whatever, that's things like that kind of similar has happened, you know what I mean? And him and his dad then came back later in life, you know, came back together. But it's like,
well, let me ask you, for your brother and your dad to start forming another relationship, who reached out to who?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it all came down to. And it was my brother going to him. So that's what is keeping me from not doing it. So I think it was, you know, that's the whole, I'm battling with that fight of myself, of maybe I'm doing it because, or maybe I think I should do it because I want answers. You know what I mean? And that's not that I don't need that. I don't need the answers. I don't. They've already given to me. So it's like, it's just a battle of me, fighting myself, I guess, in a way. Hating myself for, you know, I don't know, or whatever the case may be. Whatever that happens.
You need closure. I think it's okay to reach out and get your answers and then set that boundary again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's okay to maybe send a letter, you know, hope for something back. And based on those reactions, or those responses that you get, how you decide now you're going to move forward.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Well, I'm not let that happen.
So Tessa, what helps you pause before reacting to someone who triggers you?
Oh, I don't. I don't. That's my problem.
Do you just react then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also don't have a problem. Well, the problem is that I don't have a problem just being done with people when they've betrayed me, and I can forgive them from afar. I don't need them back in my life.
Well, I want to thank you for saying that, because I was going to say that. I was talking about cutting ties.
Yeah.
I don't struggle too hard with cutting the tie. I may internally for a little bit, just with the memories. But if you give me some time, I promise you, I don't think of you. You know?
Yeah.
I have, there's a whole side of a family that I have zero relationship with. Now, I can be cordial. You know, if I see them, I'm very cordial. I'm probably rising above way too much. And it's because I love my other side of the family enough to not create a problem. And at the same time, it's also me being like, I don't need to dwell in the past, because sometimes I don't have the ability to not be in that situation, right? And I don't have a problem being in a situation. I think I handle myself fairly well. But I also just don't, I just like, this is the moment. This is what we're celebrating, or this is what we're doing. And that is all I need to focus on. Anything from the past, the future, I'm not concerning myself, just right here, right now, because this day will end, right? This day will be over, and then I can just move on. So, yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
But I think there are times where you do things for other people, you know, because the love that you have for the other person is so strong that you can be like, okay, I can do that for a day for them. I can have the entire family be together, and because I don't want it to be about me.
Yeah.
Although people think I like attention, I'm actually not a huge fan of being the center of attention. I just kind of want to be present in the moment, and I don't need anything else. So, if anyone's listening to this, do not look between the lines. I am saying I am okay with it. It does not hurt my feelings. It does not dredge up old thoughts. It does not dredge up old feelings for me, because I've cut that tie. And when I cut that tie, I'm actually able to separate it. I'm very much able to just live in that moment, interact how I need to interact without being emotional, hurt, dramatized. I can, mindfulness is my number one thing.
Did you say that?
I love mindfulness. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Sorry guys, that was a long thing to say. Anyone else have thoughts on that? Any tricks that you guys have?
I also think it's fine, like I said to Clinton, like sometimes there's someone that we had a falling out either on them or on me, and it's okay to be like, send them a message, hey, I've been thinking about you, and I just hope everything's going okay, and just leave it at that. It doesn't need to be a conversation, but if you're healed, maybe you should, it's okay to reach out and just tell them that everything is okay, so they're not carrying the weight of that either.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I can remember two things. I can remember when my daughter was younger, and I had a boss that pretty much just like fucked me over. Like it was bad. And I was walking with my daughter in the mall, and here he comes. And I mean, my daughter wasn't super younger, right? Because she's able to comprehend interactions. But I shook his hand. We talked for a few minutes, and we moved on. And she's like, "How the hell did you do that?" And it's just like, I don't need to. I don't need to be a certain way. I don't need to put that energy in. So
Yeah.
Well, there's two things. What was the other thing now? I don't remember the other thing. Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's. Not me. I know there's lots of things that you can do and lots of tools and stuff like that out there. But it's in the heat of the moment, it's harder to do things. It really is. But that's when you just gotta walk away at the moment. But you gotta be like, okay, this is too extreme right now. We're gonna separate for a little bit and come back to this or whatever you need to do. But yeah,
I'm also fearful of what I will say or do in a moment if I'm not mindful of my interaction or my words in that moment.
Well, you need to be,
because then I can put myself into a villain mode because I'll be like, here, listen here, motherfucker.
Listen here,
my brain says one thing.
Yeah.
My mouth wants to say one thing, but my brain says, "Oop, pause." What are you hoping to get out of this? So it's just like, well, I just need to be in this moment because I'm not going to see them tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, but before we go into closing arguments, I want to remind all our listeners of something. So this right here, this isn't just going to be an episode. This is chapter 1 of a 12-week descent into the things people whisper about but never say out loud.
Yeah.
All of us here, we're going to be taking a journey, a slow burn, a scalpel, a mirror you can't look away from. Each week over the next 12 weeks, we're cracking open one more layer of the stories we hide behind, the resentments we nurse, the identities we polish, the delusions we live in, and the truths that we pretend are optional. Just going to be us for the next 12 weeks. We're rewriting the stories we pretend we don't tell. So, if you two want an idea of what we're going into, it is in the notes that I have shared with both of you that you guys probably don't even look at.
I do too, because it came up today as a notification, so I had to find out what it was.
I did update, so that will be our next 12 weeks. Let me find my spot back where I was at.
No spot backs.
No spot backs. Quack, quack. Quack.
I never got that. No spot back.
I've never read the notes, so I've been going into all this as a surprise.
I do too, Tessa.
Well, it's very minimal, like a statement.
Yeah, it's not too like,
we're going to, over the next 12 weeks, we are going to tap into, hold on, it's almost here. So this is the first episode, of course. We're going to talk about performative offense, how society monetizes anger and turns emotions into currency. We're going to talk about therapy speak and gaslighting and the vocabulary of manipulation. We're going to talk about the fetishization of trauma, chosen family, identity wars, fragile masculinity. You don't want equality, you want advantage. Beauty, privilege, and the economics of pretty. The envy epidemic, why we compare ourselves to people we don't even like. We're going to talk about main character syndrome. And then we will close out the 12-part series with the myth of self, why we lie about who we are. So that will be where we're going.
Interesting.
We got Christmas coming up.
You do?
So Tessa, we should try to get together when you don't have children or have time so we can pre-record some of these episodes so we're not having to do too much.
Yeah. What else? Anything else on the topic there today?
Oh, sassy pants.
I'll try here.
So, can you hate someone so much that even their good deeds trigger disgust? Yes.
Yes.
Human psychology is messy like that. We cling to our hurt like it's heritage. We protect ourselves with bias. We project our fears. We armor ourselves with resentment. We villainize people who scared us, betrayed us, or embarrassed us. But hatred is a high interest loan.
So do we just say dislike? Extremely dislike?
Well, the longer you carry it, the more it collects.
Oh yeah. It's collecting energy. It's round and round.
So today wasn't about telling you guys on how to forgive. Forgiveness is optional.
Yeah.
Clarity is not. Honesty with yourself is not. And emotional responsibility is not. Before you dismiss someone's good deed, before you choke on your reflexive digest,
I got that. I got it.
before. Well, damn it now. Hold on. I lost my spot. Before you dismiss someone's good deed and before you choke on your reflexive disgust, before you assume intention, ask yourself, is this reaction protecting me or imprisoning me? Only you know the truth, but the truth does matter. This has been the Velvet Gavel podcast. You can find us on all social media platforms at the Velvet Gavel podcast. If you have any thoughts or have any topic ideas, or you want to send us hatred, which is fine too, you can email us at the Velvet Gavel podcast at gmail.com. And remember, question everything, believe carefully, and never mistake volume for truth. That's the real power of the Velvet Gavel. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Oh.